Aloha, I'm Kellie Nakahara, and here are today's top Hawaii headlines from the editors at the Honolulu Star-Advertiser. Hawaii children ages 5 to 11 were allowed to receive COVID-19 vaccinations today, just one day after the CDC announced it had formally endorsed the Pfizer shot for elementary school-aged keiki. After the CDC announcement, the State Department of Health announced it was authorizing certified vaccination providers in Hawaii to administer the shot immediately. Hawaii Pacific Health said it would open its online appointment system for parents and legal guardians to start scheduling appointments for children ages 5 to 11 at Kapiolani Medical Center for Women and Children, Straub Medical Center, and Wilcox Medical Center on Kauai. Long's Drugs and Walgreens also announced that they are taking appointments for the keiki shots. Kaiser Permanente and the Queen's Health Systems both plan to administer the shots for children starting Friday. The keiki vaccinations are expected to be available at more than 200 locations statewide, including medical facilities, community health centers, mobile clinics, pharmacies, pediatrician offices, and more than 130 schools. Health officials estimate there are nearly 120,000 children in the age group in Hawaii, which equals about 8.4% of the state's population. Hawaii's Department of Health reported 3 new coronavirus deaths on Oahu today and 176 additional statewide infections. The latest figures bring the state's virus death toll to 919 and the total number of infections since the start of the pandemic to 84,578. Today's new infection cases include 102 on Oahu, 25 on Kauai, 21 on Hawaii Island, 13 on Maui, and 15 Hawaii residents who were diagnosed outside the state. The state's 7-day average case count is now 108 infections, and the 7-day average testing positivity rate is 1.7%. Health officials also said more than 2 million vaccination shots have been administered so far in the islands, with over 71% of Hawaii's population now fully vaccinated, and over 81% receiving at least one shot. Skeletal remains found in brush near Sandy Beach have been identified as missing 55-year-old Nu'uanu man who had not been seen by family in more than 2 years. The Honolulu Medical Examiner's Office identified the man as John Meath, who was last seen at his Nu'uanu home on May 29, 2019. Human remains were discovered on October 27th in thick brush near Kalanianaole Highway and Ke'alaho Street in East Oahu. Police said there were no signs of foul play. The medical examiner's office said it could take a very long time to determine the cause of death from the skeletal remains. Hawaii Congressman Kellie is among more than a dozen members of Congress who are calling on President Joe Biden to use his executive authority to revoke medals of honor awarded to soldiers involved in the 19th century massacre of Lakota Sioux tribe members at Wounded Knee, South Dakota. On December 29, 1890, along Wounded Knee Creek on the Pine Ridge Reservation in South Dakota, U.S. Army soldiers killed hundreds of unarmed members of the Lakota Sioux tribe, including many women and children. The U.S. government later awarded members of the 7th Cavalry with 20 Medals of Honor, the nation's highest military commendation for their role in the attack. In a letter to President Biden, 16 Democrats and Independent Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont called the awards a persistent shame on the nation. Kellie reintroduced a bill to rescind the awards, but that bill appears to be stalled in Congress. However, he and the other lawmakers say they believe Biden has the authority to revoke the medals. Congress formally apologized for the massacre in 1990. Finally, Governor David Ige's office has released his itinerary for the United Nations Climate Change Conference in Glasgow, Scotland, starting Saturday. The international meeting will be the first time since the start of the pandemic that Ige has traveled outside Hawaii. Ige is scheduled to participate in about 10 events over 6 days at the UN conference, including panel discussions about net zero emission plans and state and federal partnerships. The goals of the conference are to push more nations towards serious emission reductions by the year 2030, to reach net zero carbon emissions by the middle of the century, and to cap the Earth's temperature rise at 1.5 degrees Celsius. Ige leaves Hawaii today and is scheduled to speak Saturday on mobilizing global, state, and regional leadership on net zero ambition. Ige will attend the conference through November 11th and appear on a panel with regional leaders from the US, Chile, Morocco, and Finland. Ige also will participate in an interview with Amy Holm, Executive Director of the Climate Registry, a nonprofit that helps clients reduce emissions. For more on these stories and all the latest headlines, subscribe to the Honolulu Star-Advertiser. Visit Hawaii's top source for breaking news online at staradvertiser.com and download the Star-Advertiser mobile app. See you all back here tomorrow.
Are you ready to score big? Make sure to check out the Honolulu Star-Advertiser's Football Fever every Monday through Wednesday for your official ballot to play and enter for a chance to win $500 weekly or the chance to win the grand prize, a Big Green Egg Kamado Grill. Match or beat the score and you qualify to win. Don't forget to drop off your entry at select Long's Drugs locations. Good luck! Special thanks to sponsors Long's Drugs, Hawaiian Telecom, and Mercedes-Benz of Honolulu.